everybody, what's up? It's Grace, and today I'm doing the Halloween book tag. If you can tell, I'm not dressed up in my usual hair because in 2 days it's Halloween, and so I'm dressed up like I was last year. I was a woodland fairy, minus my dress, minus my wings, and minus my beautiful forest leaf crown because where are they? I have no idea. I looked everywhere, and I don't know how I can misplace those. I usually never lose things, but I cannot find those things, and it's killing me. But I'm doing with what I have, so yeah. This tag was created by Naomi the Book Lover, who I will link down below, and I was also tagged by Sophie at Sophie Series. I love that girl, you all should check her out. I will link her down below as well. So let's get on with the spooky questions. Question number 1 is carving pumpkins. What book would you carve up and light on fire? That is extremely harsh. I know, like even when I say it, my drawer always opens. Even when I say it, I feel like I should never do that to a book, but I think I would do it to The Cursed Child by Tiffany I always forget their name. That sounded super shady, but I really do. It's John Tiffany and Jack Thorne. Dislike that book with my entire heart. It just made the characters like Ron, he seemed so cheap and so dumb, honestly. And then there was the most horrible queer baiting ever. And the storyline just kind of contradicted a lot that happened in the series. I really didn't like it, and I would totally light it on fire, but I don't own it because I sold it to my local used bookstore. Question number 2 is trick or treat. What character is a treat and what character is a trick? For a character that is a treat, I'm going with Alice from Furthermore, which I read recently. She was such a treat to read about. She was so spunky and sassy and so dramatic. Oh, I loved her so much. She reminded me so much of my niece, and I would gladly read an entire 18 book series if she narrated it, or you know how this is narrated. She's just amazing. I would read anything that had her in it. A character that is definitely a trick, I would go with, what's his name? Jericho in Dark Fever by Karen Marie Moning. I read this series around this time last year, and I just never knew his intentions. He was such a creative truth teller. He just skipped around the truth and never, said, hey, this is what's going on. I was like, who are you? I didn't even know who he was. Like 5th book in, I'm like, who are you? You're such a trick. But yeah, I definitely go with him. Also, Grimalkin from the Iron Fae series. He's that cat. He is such a trick, but I love him with all my heart. Question number 3 is candy corn. Which book is always sweet? And I had to go with To All the Boys I Loved Before by Jenny Han because this book is the definition of just the sweetest cupcake of a book. Like if you want to feel good, please read this. We have our lovely main character Laura Jean, and she is just the cutest. She bakes too, so she bakes sweet cakes, and she's just the sweetest little cinnamon roll you ever did see or ever did read. And this book, its packaging is so sweet, and everything about this book is so sweet. Question number 4 is ghost. What character would you love to visit you as a ghost? For that, I'm going with Rhysand or Rhysand, whatever you prefer to call him, in A Court of Mist and Fury, like this book, not in the first book because I hated him in that one. But in this book, I mean, he's a fairy, he's like king of the night. I'm a woodland fairy, we could get together. I mean, he'll be a ghost, but I just feel like it'd be a great time, and I would love it. You read the first book and you were like, how are people in love with him? I totally understand you. I totally get you. I'd be like, what is wrong with humans' minds nowadays? And maybe that question is still, I don't know, you could still ask it, but I still love him, and I feel like it is valid. We all have a valid reason to love him because now we understand him and now he's amazing. This wig is itchy as boop. Question number 5 is dressing up in costume. What character would you want to be for a day? Well, I take this question literally, like what character would I want to be? Actually, I would be them and in their world for a day. I would definitely, since I've been reading this to my niece and nephew, I've been reading this to them for a while because it's very hard for them to sit down and listen, but I would go with Alice from Alice in Wonderland because not only does she have the cutest fashion, but also she's in Wonderland, and it's so weird there. I just feel like it's just like really honestly the weirdest dream ever, and I think that I would maybe hate it if I was there, but also I think it'd be a great experience. So I would definitely want to be her for a day so I could experience it all, eat all the good cake that makes me shrink and grow, and just experience Wonderland in all its glory being Alice. Question number 6 is witches and wizards. What is your favorite Harry Potter moment? And there are so many favorite Harry Potter moments that I have, but I remember first reading the first book and this scene standing out so much and really feeling it in my heart, and that is when Ron, Harry, and Hermione defeat the troll in the girls' restroom, because that is the scene where they really become the Golden Trio, because before then, they kind of, like, Hermione really wasn't their really good friend because she wasn't she was a bit of a know-it-all, or she is always a know-it-all, but they didn't really quite mesh well together till this scene. And I'll read you the little snippet that I love with all my heart. And it goes, "But from that moment on, Hermione Granger became their friend. There are some things you can't share without ending up liking each other, and knocking out a 12-foot mountain troll is one of them." The feelings that I have, oh, I love them so much. But yes, that is definitely one of my favorite moments of all time in the Harry Potter series. And the last question is blood and gore. What book was so creepy that you had to take a break from reading it for a while? This is a really hard question because I've never been so creeped out that I really needed to like put the book down because it was so creepy. Like my scalp was prickling type creepy, like watching a scary movie type creepy, because I love that. If something creeps me out like that, I will probably continue to read it or continue to watch it. But in this case, this book was just so weird and kind of scary. Like I really felt terrified because this could actually happen, and it's written to you because it's written in second person, and I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. And that is You by Caroline Kepnes. This is like a erotic thriller. It's very raunchy. It's terrifying because you're in the mind of this really creepy guy who seems like he's so charismatic, but you're in his head, so you know that he is very messed up. And there was times where I was just like, it was so much to take in because it's like whiplash. He's so charismatic, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh, I want to kill her, and I'm stalking her house, and I'm like taking all of her stuff. And you just need to sit down and be like, okay, I need to put this book down for a while and take it all in. So this is the only book that I think that I've ever put down because I was like, okay, this is a bit too much at this time. I'm gonna put it down for a while and chill. So that was the Halloween book tag. If you want to do this tag, you better get to frickin' steppin' because Halloween is in 2 days. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. I would love to know what all of you guys are going to be for Halloween. Tell me down below. I am going to be a classic witch. I like kind of like those witches from Hocus Pocus, you know, the way they're dressed, like very Renaissance-y, and I'm so excited. I cannot wait. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one, and I hope you have a wonderful Halloween.